So this morning we're going to talk about the 6 tastes in Ayurveda. Right. I need my sheet as well, okay? So the 6 tastes, or 6 rasas in Sanskrit. Now you're going to find out how much vata I've got in my constitution because of my artwork and see why I haven't made a living out of being an artist. But so this is the first taste, which is sweet taste. Okay, so this is a sweet taste, and what it is in the tastes actually are made up of the elements as well. So a sweet taste has earth and water in it. So what do you think? What dosha is it really gonna make? Increase kapha, yeah. So it's literally sweet is kapha. That's why someone who's very kapha, they're very sweet people normally. They don't get upset easily. They're very easygoing. Mind you, I have found if you really work at it and they do get upset, wow, you've got to watch out then. So don't push them too far. But generally, they're very forgiving, loyal. So sweet taste is... and what is sweet, okay? So obviously it's sugar. That's sugar lumps, by the way. And even dairy products, milk bottle, cheese, cream, it's all sweet. It's known as a sweet taste. So that's why it's nothing, if you're kapha, there's nothing better than, cream tea with cake and cream and, lovely hot chocolate or something. Bakery, of course. That's sweet, and anything carbohydrate like that, and nuts, they're peanuts, and honey, that's sweet, obviously. Sugar we got, and cooked grains are sweet as well. So sweet taste isn't all about sugar by any means, it's about other foods as well. So carbohydrates are sweet because carbohydrate is sugar joined in chains, so that is sweet as well. There'll be a tendency if you've got a lot of kapha in your constitution to go for comfort, because kapha it's all about comfort, and this is, Yeah, but like Shona was saying yesterday, when you're in balance, then you're more discerning what you actually need. Is that okay? So one thing though, so if sweet taste has got a lot of earth and water in it, it's going to increase kapha. But what's it going to decrease? What doshas won't it increase, if you like? Sorry? That's right. So the sweet taste can be quite comforting for vata and pitta. It's almost like you're looking for the opposite. So it's like in life, life's attracts, doesn't it? We like the things we like. So if you're a kapha, you're going to be attracted to sweet things. But sometimes the opposite is therapeutic, So in this case, sweet taste is actually going to decrease excess pitta and vata. So not suggesting you go out for a big, binge and cake and cream and it's all down your face. But, they're sort of healthy sweet. And that's why, well-cooked whole grains are really good and nurturing type food like that. Is that okay then? We're all familiar with that little taste. Is that all right? So, yeah.
Would soy milk come to that?
I'm not sure whether it would, but it might be more... We're coming to pulses and what they are. I don't think... It's because it has got lactose in, hasn't it? So I think that's why it's sweet, really. Yeah. And it's nurturing. Yeah. Okay, is that all right? We're all happy with sweet then?
Yes.
Great. Well, that's all you need, really. So no. I just left that because it all come through. So the next taste we got is sour. Okay, so sour is earth and fire. So sour, they say in Ayurveda, has the elements of earth and fire in it. So what doshas do you think that's going to increase? If you ate something that's sour and it's got earth and fire in it, which doshas do you think, without looking at the flip chart, or the bits of paper in front of you. No cheating. It's all being filmed, so we can tell. We'll rewind later. So which ones do you think would, increase? So if you ate sour food, what doshas is it going to increase in you? Yeah, pitta and kapha. Oh, look, I just written it. Yeah, pitta and kapha. So now, which one do you think sour? If you ate it, would actually calm you down? If which dosha would it be? Kapha. If you had some sour food, would that calm you down, or pitta or vata? Would actually decrease. So which? So if you eat a food that has earth and fire in it, which dosha wouldn't it increase, or would it decrease, or it wouldn't? Vata. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So if so, yeah. Yeah, we're going to do that in a minute. We have to leave something for the next course, so we'll tell you what. So basically, so far, if you're vata, then you can eat sweet and sour foods are quite good for you, for calming that down. And great, okay, next one. The drawings get worse. They were the best ones when I started off. Salty. Okay, salty taste. So salty taste has in it water and fire. And that's why if you get some salt and sprinkle it on a gas ring, it all goes different flames, isn't it? Because it's got fire in it. And it crackles because it's got water in it. And that's why if you leave salt out in a damp room, it gets all, pulls in, draws in the water. So which constitutions do you think that's going to increase? If you had, lots of salt, which dosages do you think it's going to increase? If it's got water and fire in it? Yeah, kapha mainly, actually. Yeah, and pitta, both of them, because kapha's got a lot of water, and pitta has fire. People who are very, pitta, they're quite drawn to salty, spicy type foods, So it's that paradox we're looking at. The thing, if you're in balance, then you're drawn to the wrong thing a little bit. So again, with kapha, too much salt, kapha people tend to hold more water, more fluid, so the salt just increases that really. So which one is salty going to actually be good for? Would you say that salty taste? Because would actually benefit them. Which dosha would it benefit them to have more water and more fire? Vata. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you're getting the hang of it really. So salt is of course in salty things like salt. It's in seaweed, and then things with salt in it, like tamari and pickles, that sort of thing. Crisps, that's, it's salty. Are you all right with that one so far? I know, I try to do it sort of graphically, because it can be difficult to remember. I had trouble remembering it, so I thought I'd better. And then we got the next one, pungent. I've written that E like an A, but it is an E. That's a vata getting hold of me this one. So pungent. Okay, so pungent has fire and air in it. So which doses do you think, if you eat something hot, pungent, which constitution is it going to increase? Sorry? Pitta, yeah. And vata, yeah. So if you eat hot things, and again, pitta people, when they're in balance, they've been around in their sports car, bossing around everyone all the day, doing some big business deal, buying some luxury items, then they're going to want to go out for really salty, rich, probably go out for a curry, and then they have, give me the hottest curry you've got, sort of thing, be that sort of thing, washed down with some alcohol or something, and that, that's that sort of power living really, but it may not be the best thing. So which constitution would this pungent taste be beneficial for if you had too much of it? Kapha, yeah, that's right. So a little bit of spice, not necessarily eating, the hottest curry in the curry house, but a little bit of spice, like we got things like ginger, pepper, cinnamon. They're still pungent, but not over the top pungent. They're very beneficial if you've got excess kapha, excess earth in your system. So if you say someone's a very earthy person, then it can help them. Onions and garlic, too much onions, garlic and chili. If someone's pitta imbalanced, so they're just ready to blow, and tell the people what they need to hear, it's just going to take them over the top. Like sometimes we get people coming in here, and I know they're quite pitta, and they're sort of like that bit, the face is red, they're looking at me, and they're going, is that hot? And they go, I better not eat it. And I go, that's a relief. Otherwise, I was going to run. Eggs can be quite pungent as well. Things like radishes, they're quite hot. There's a spice we're going to use in a minute called hing. That's here somewhere. I'll show you that in a minute. So is that okay so far? We got that. Yeah. Then we got bitter, okay? Not pint of bitter, though that does have because hops are bitter actually. So that's why they call it. But anyway, yeah, so that would be the same thing. So a lot of herbs are bitter as well, that you can, so bitter taste is air and space. So which constitutions is too much bitter going to be a problem for, is going to increase their natural tendency? It's vata, yeah. So that's why if you're over the top vata, don't go too overboard with bitter things. But if you do, you need to moderate it. So we're going to talk about how you moderate the taste in a minute. But again, like attracts like, so sometimes people are very over the top vata, decide they're going to go on a green food, fast, or and have lots of rocket and watercress and endive and go on this. So there's things like some greens are bitter. There's a wonderful Indian vegetable called Karela, which is very, very bitter. It's almost like a medicine. And the bitter taste is very, very good for your liver as well. So it's really, really good. So Lolita's already wincing. She can remember that taste of, she's had Karela before. It's really, really bitter. Things like endive and chicory. Fenugreek. So we're going to make that in the spice mix in a minute. And turmeric. That's a pile of turmeric, if you're wondering what that was. So what constitution do you think bitter would be good for? Kapha, yeah. And pitta, yeah, it's really good for pitta. Because that bitter taste, if you go to Italy, there you go in a nice restaurant there, and they give you a big bowl of, fresh rocket and dandelion leaves. It's very, very bitter, and you eat that first of all. And the reason for that is it really stimulates the liver, really stimulates the digestion. So it's very good for people with excess pitta. So you see someone with excess pitta, give them this big bowl of green dandelion. It may not be quite what they're looking for, but... So are we all right so far? And then we got... redid that one, wasn't... there we go. Well, which one do you prefer? This is my original version, which I thought was a bit... Astringent. So astringent is more like, it's not really a taste, it's more a sensation. I don't know if you have it, like astringent, when you put something on your tongue, like, I don't know if you get a green banana, and you get the inside of the banana, and it's all like, tastes sort of dry. When it almost like dries your tongue out, sort of thing. So that's the astringent taste. And it's in turmeric, it's in the cabbage family to a certain extent, like a raw potato. See, I've got the eyes of the potato there. So the potato's got eyes in it, helps you, it sees you through the week then. And you've got pomegranate, even apples and pears, pulses, can be astringent. So what, astringent has got air and earth in it. So what constitutions do you think that would be not, if you had too much of it, wouldn't be good for? Sorry? Vata, yeah, mainly vata. So, but vata people do need astringent foods because, you need pulses for your protein, you need cabbages because, well, it's Christmas, you've got to have Brussels sprouts, otherwise lukewarm and overcooked. It's traditional. You know, and at some point someone's going to give you, in Europe, going to give you cabbage. So you're going to end up having it. Potatoes, we're all going to have. So it's very much how it's prepared as well. So it's not like you're saying, if you've got this constitution, you can never eat astringent food, you know. If you're Vata, you can never eat bitter food. But it's all about how you prepare it and moderate it. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is show you my spice mix, which is 6-taste spice mix, okay? So what's important, like a good yoga session has, you know, it should be a good yoga session, should really balance all the constitution types a little bit. So in Dhru Yoga, first of all, we do an activation, isn't it? Everyone's saying you're doing an activation, and it's like that, and it's all to some, you know, really boppy music or something. And that really helps move the kapha, you know, really helps that get going. And then we'll do some other movements as well. We do a forward bend and backward bend. So all the doshas are being balanced during the session. We have standing up postures, lying down postures, and then there's a relaxation. And while in a yoga session you're emphasizing certain bits, depending on what you need, it should balance overall. It's going to work on all the constitution types in your body. So it doesn't matter, even if you're very Vata type, you still got Pitta and Pata and Vata and Vita. They're all in there. And there's 2 other tastes as well we haven't mentioned. That's nice and nasty as well. And all food should taste nice. That's, you know, whatever it is. So it's like a meal as well. It should have representatives of the different tastes in there. So all the fires in your body start getting lit up. So this taste is lighting up that fire. This taste, you know, it's all getting... You can imagine if you had like an X-ray, as you're having that taste, it's sort of lighting this up and until the whole of you's alight, really. But also what we are doing is emphasizing and balancing certain tastes as we need to. So I'm going to make it really easy. So we got my, like I was saying, my spice mixes here. And they're all on my blog as well. So I don't know, that's just type in Keef on food or Keef food, something like that, and it'll come up and it'll be me. And just make it like your screensaver, so just in case I put a post on, you don't miss it or anything like that. But also you got, so anyway, so we got 3 spice mixes today. And I've got one, it's a bit like Blue Peter, where I've got one already made here. And this actually is the Pitta balancing spice mix. So it has fennel in it. It's got quite a lot of fennel in there. And fennel is very sweet. So if you're too much Pitta, we really want a bit of sweet medicine. You know, here, have something sweet to calm that fire down a little bit. There's some coriander in there, which is sort of mild cumin. Turmeric, so we've got that taste in there. And all the other tastes are in there as well. And you will notice there's a little bit of sugar in there. Now I know sugar's like, it's something from the devil really. And you might think, well, sugar's not. I went to this Ayurvedic weekend and they told me to eat sugar, you know. But what we got to remember is that food can be a medicine or a poison, you know. So what we're doing here is the sugar's actually stimulating. What's going to happen, you'll see when I put it in, it's hardly anything. And then by the time it's mixed to everything, there's hardly anything there. But that sweet taste is going to sort of light up, just that sweet taste. As you have it, it just sort of lights up that little fire somewhere. But if you're really worried about sugar, because I know if you're macrobiotic, it's like, well, you know, it's sort of something from... I should have drawn it with horns on, really, the sugar person. So you can leave it out, or you could put stevia in it or something like that. And I'll do one today with a sugar not in it, if anyone's thinking, well, I'm not going to touch that sugary stuff, whatever. You know, I'm going to hold, so... But it is a sort of, yeah, seeing food, as any food, can be a medicine or a poison, you know, really. That's my excuse. And, you know, even, like I find if I'm too over-the-top Vata, which is hard to imagine, if I ever was, imagine in an imaginary world, if I'm spaced out and anxious and worried and, can't. Which, things can happen to us outside our control where, drives us into a vata grief, or something happens, bad hair day, isn't it? Anything can, drive you into that vata type space. So you never, even like, you might think like a cream cake isn't a healthy, it's not a healthy thing. But now and then it can be that comfort food, can just do the trick, isn't it? I'm not suggesting, you do that, but I'm just saying it like it can be. On the other hand, that food can be a poison. If you eat too much of it and you have it too regularly, it's going to poison you. But now and then certain foods can be a medicine. Garlic can be a great medicine, but you have too much, it can make you feel sick. So everything's like that, really. So anyway, today it's going to be, we're running out of time, so we might just have some banana or something for lunch. So we'll film it later on and then post it all to you. So today is going to be a race. Oh, I'll pass this round. So this is the pitta balancing one. So you're going to have different tastes. So you can, if I pass this round, and they're not really designed to taste it like this. I'm just covering myself now in case you don't like it. They're designed to sprinkle on your food. So instead of having salt and pepper on the table, you just sprinkle this, and it's sort of magical. So it's going to introduce those 6 flavors and make things healthy. So the one I'm going to do now is the vata one. Okay, and the vata one's really important. So as I say, it's a race of tradition against technology as well. So the first thing you put in it is some fenugreek. Here we go. Can anyone remember which taste fenugreek is? Not sure I can. It were. It's very bitter, yeah. Bitter, yeah. Okay. So what I do is, when I've used one, is put that over here. Okie doke. Fennel. So I'm going to do the main spices. Here we go. Let's dig through here. Got one of the spices here. And I've got some cumin as well. Cumin, okay. And I'm going to put some in here as well. So that's one. Not too much fenugreek, because I know it's really bitter. And I've got some cumin in there as well. So I do this one in the hand grinder first. Okay, right. And then we got black pepper as well, because that's very good for balancing vata. And where black pepper, cardamom. So these are. So you're familiar with cardamom pods. So I've taken them out of the pods, and they're the cardamom seeds. You can cheat by buying all these spices ready ground and then just sort of stir them all together. But you can't beat, you're going to experience in a minute that smell and that experience of freshly ground spices. And also, the digestion is starting even before you're coming to, this is going to start. Just the smell and experience of the spices is beginning to light all those different fires in your body. That's why, I've been to India quite a few times, and there around 11 o'clock, you hear this going, hammering, and then you can smell the spices, and you hear sizzle, 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 and they're being cooked, and all the smells are coming to you. It's only about 11 o'clock in the morning, it's just like mother's food, you can start, and already the digestion's going, you're already looking towards the kitchen. Do you remember that Bisto advert when the children are sort of smelling, they're going like that, and you're smelling it in already, and that's already lighting up all those fires. And that's so different from so many of us stuck in a world where, you know, we get half an hour for lunch and there's a boss saying, you know, I need you back 5 minutes early, and you have to rush down and sort something out on the phone because they're closed at 5 o'clock, and you're trying to stuff a sandwich down and your body doesn't know what it's doing, whether it's eating or it's on the phone or what's happening. So it's so different just to start off with this. And then we've got some cardamom. Okay, and fennel. So I've got some fennel here somewhere. Right, okay. And it's got quite a lot of fennel in it. That's the main ingredient. Oops. Because fennel's sweet as well, so it helps with that. 3 lots of fennel. There you go. And that's all the whole spices. So we're going to grind them up. So I don't want to do it all myself, not because I'm lazy, but it's good for you to have the experience. So the other thing as well, in cooking, it's all about intention as well. So the intention you put into it, it's going to be something healthy for everyone. That's why my grandma, when I was sick, she used to give me evaporated milk, sugar, and warm water, and a little bit of whiskey in it, and that was her remedy if you're ill. And I know now it's got, maybe it hasn't have any therapeutic value, but because she thought it was going to heal me, and she goes, this will make you better, and I believed her, and I drank it. Then, you know, so the intention's so important. So this is a chance to put in that loving intention into the food, and like that. So don't take it as a therapy, oh, this person really annoyed me, I wish this was them, sort of thing. So we're going to go round, so everyone, so it's going to be like real magic powder, because everyone could put in their own wishes into it. So it's my birthday, so you can put in a little birthday wish. Yeah, yeah. So you might think, the birthday wish, I wish, you know, I wish this would end, or I wish he was a better artist. Okay, so just give that a lovely grind. Got a lovely grinder, and as you do it, put in a really nice intention, and then we're going to add the other flavours to it. So I just move that around. Here we go.
Thank you.
Right, okay.
Turbinado sugar.
Well, that was you can just use any sugar actually. Yeah. So just right. Okay. So now we're going to do the race with the technology one, okay? So this one needs a pepper in it. And then we'll see how different they taste. The handmade one with the love in it and this one. So you've got the pepper going in. Okay, the race is on, so keep grinding. Pepper, fennel, that's it. Fenugreek, 1, 2, 3. Wow. You enjoying doing that? And we got the cardamom as well. So how are you getting on? I think I'm going to win. So just grind that up. So, I mean, hand grinding's great, and, you know, it's the best way to do it, because it's not just the intention you put in it, but this can get quite hot, so the heat sort of dries off a few of the essential oils. But if you're in a hurry, then it's a perfectly good way to do it as well. Great, okay, have a look. How are you guys doing? Oh, well, I'm nearly there. So I'm doing it the lazy way. Look at that. Nearly there. Keep grinding, I've nearly finished. Right, okay. So is that good? You're enjoying doing that? Right, okay. And that was showing us saying, don't forget to put the fennel in this time. Great, okay. So I've got, that's all the ground spice, all the ones that needed grinding, I've done. So now I'm going to put in the other spices that are already ground. So we've got some turmeric. So that's astringent. Here we go, some of that. So we're adding all the 6 tastes in here. Turmeric, cumin, we've got ginger, a little bit of ginger, teaspoon of ginger. Okay, so you can all have a taste of this in a minute as well. Some ginger there. Oops, not too much. Lovely ginger. Right, and some ginger, black pepper. We got salt. So we got the salty taste. Salty taste is there. So nothing's getting left out. Salty taste, right, and sugary taste. Is everyone going to manage with a tiny taste of sugar, or is it you'll be okay? Yeah. Right. Okay. Tiny. Oh gosh, not too much. Oh, don't look, folks. And sugar. Oh yeah, and this is the mango powder. Okay, and you think mango powder? Well, that sounds like it's going to be really sweet. But mango powder is made from the unripe mangoes, so it's really, really sour. So this is a sour taste. So this is really good for Vata. It's got that sour taste in there. Lovely. So just put some of that in there. And then I think I've nearly done. So I've won, which is good for... Here we go. Okay. Quick grind up. There we go. Is that okay, folks? How are you doing? Is anyone getting hungry now as we're talking about food and smelling the spices? And once I did a cookery demo on radio, because they said, you got the looks for radio, they said to me. Yeah, the right style for radio, really, yeah. It's just the voice isn't that good, but apart from that, you're good for radio. And I did a whole cookery demo. They didn't know, without using any food at all, just props. I just chopped a few things up and told them about it. And then the interviewer had to sort of go in with it. She was like on this spot. So go, what's that then? So I said, oh, this is the beans and the rice all mixed together, and it'll be empty, and I'll just be, there'll be some, and just chop one thing, and then and it's supposed to be this pie. So he goes, and then she goes, what do you do now? Because she couldn't see what on earth I was going to do, because there's nothing there. So he said, I'm just putting the cheese on it, imagine it. She goes, oh yeah, it looks so delicious, and a few fresh herbs. Yeah, just putting a few fresh herbs are going on, and now we put it in the oven. So he goes, what happens now? So I said, it will be 25 minutes. He goes, oh, right, we'll have to go on to the sport or something. So they go on to the sport, and then they come back. Is it ready yet? So I said, I'll just have a look. And they say, they go, the whole smells. Wish you guys could see it and smell it. And they go, like that. And Bruta said, no, it's not quite ready. Like that. So then they had to come back. And then we're tasting it. I was saying, that herb really adds, can you take that distinct, subtle flavour? She said, yeah, it is very subtle, the flavouring. And then the producer came in, he goes, I don't know how you did it, like that. So, anyway, I can't get away with that here. It was really easy. Because when I'm doing this, I make it look easy because I'm like super talented sort of thing. But you've got to think about that and everything like. But here we go. So that's done. Now, sorry, yeah. You'd have to go to a probably Indian grocery shop. They'd have it, and it's called amchur as well, or mango powder. Or you can just go online and get it from one of these. But often supermarkets, have the Asian foods as well. So to make it easier, I'm going to just taste. It's quicker if I taste everything today and just tell you what it's like. And then, okay, I'm just going to try this. All right, okay, and then we can. That's great. Oh, well done. Oh, it wasn't far off, was it? You all did really well. Gosh, did everyone get to put a stir in? Like, has everyone? Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to taste this for you. Oh. And what you find is, or you would have found is that the tastes just keep coming as you. But it's so beautiful. You can tell it's just sort of lightening. Can you see? It's all lightening up. If you're psychic, you better see as I taste that everything is going. Yeah. Oh, it's quite hot that. Well, actually, I'll finish this one off first, and then we can have like a contest. Which one was the best? My technology one or the traditional? What's better? Traditional. Yeah, this one's if you're a Vata type, or you think you've got too much Vata in there, you can just grab it. Have all three there, like a sort of, or you could put some in a sort of belt, just for emergency sort of thing. And then you can take it out and just sprinkle it on, whichever one you need. Right, I'm 2 Vata, Vata spiral, that's on there. And then that's it. Whoops. Now what you find is the fenugreek is really, really hard. Okay, so in that, we got the fennel, we haven't got the turmeric, so a bit of turmeric in there. So we're going to see which ones are best. And so we've got turmeric in there, cumin, ginger, yeah, ginger, bit of ginger. I'm not going to deliberately mess it up, you know, I think I'll put too much ginger in, so mine's a better one. Okay, ginger. Bit of ginger, there you go. Okay, what was next? Ginger, black pepper's in there, cardamom, salt. Salt. Here we go. Bit of salt. Lovely. Oh gosh, you know what's next? Sugar. Well, don't look, folks. Close your eyes and hang on a sec. As I say, you could leave the sugar out. I'm sure it'd still work. Or you could use stevia as well, a little bit of stevia, and that give you that sweet taste as well. That's it, mango powder. Ah, oh, lovely, here we go, a little bit of mango powder. Yum. That's so good, isn't it? Right, what we're going to do is I just give it a final grind, like that, and just stir it up to make sure that it's actually, stir it up, make sure it's really lovely. Right, okay. So, what do you think of that spice mix so far? I can see the different expressions. First of all, it's then as a different taste come through. But can you feel it already? The warming's already gone into you, and you're feeling your digestion's always been stimulated. Yeah. Which is a shame because the food's going to be hours away. This is going to take. Here we go. I hope you haven't got aeroplanes to catch because it's going to take. So I'm just going to test this for you again. See what. It's a little bit crunchy, but it's a good crunchy. That's, yeah. So just get a little bowl. That's really sweet actually. So you can tell it's got that real vibrant human energy in there. But here you go. It is a little bit chewy, so don't bite into it too hard because those seeds. So okay, now the first recipe I'm going to show you is khichdi. And khichdi is like a name for a, you know, khichdi. There's all sorts of different khichdi's in India, and this is one of them, a very popular one. And this is made with split mung beans, okay? Or you can make it with lentils. And khichdi is basically a mixture of pulses and rice together. Normally twice as much rice as pulses. And that gives you the perfect protein combination. So, and all we do with this recipe is I'm going to make it very, very simple. Now you can spice up the khichdi however you want to spice it up, but I'm going to make it very plain because we're going to put the magic spice mixes on it. Is that okay? So first of all, I've got some stock powder, and I make this with this. Is a very good stock that we use that makes things taste really nice. That makes the job a lot easier. So, okay, so that's a mixture. I've just washed them. And actually what I found was, I was doing this demonstration in Australia a while ago, and I didn't have, normally I use basmati rice, and they said, oh, we haven't got any basmati rice, we've got some risotto rice. And I tried it with risotto rice, it's actually really nice, because the risotto rice is really creamy. So basically this recipe, we just add water, like that. Lovely. That's really good. Now, you want your khichdi to be a bit like porridge, you know, so it wants to come out. So the longer it's cooked, the more the pulses and the rice are going to combine together. And somehow it's in that intermingling that makes it more digestible. Because this is much better than if you ate the beans and the rice separately, having it together. And khichdi is like the Ayurvedic medicine, really. You know, anyone can. So it's the easiest thing to digest. And there's parts of India in Gujarat where it's really, really popular, the north part, and everyone more or less lives off khichdi and a few other little simple dishes, so a few pickles and... So, great, okay. So basically we just added water and the stock and turmeric, and that's it, really. So that's the end of the cookie. No, it isn't really. There's more to come. So I'm going to put more water in there because I want it quite sloppy. So I have got a recipe there, but it's quite a forgiving dish. So I can't say, it does depend, you know, sometimes pulses vary, rice varies, how much water it takes up. But basically you want to cover it, you know, with a good bit of water like that. I've covered it almost in the third depth again of water. And what you can do if you need to add more water to it, if it starts drying out, or you can take the lid off and let it evaporate if you want it a bit drier. But really you want to end up with like a slop. So it's something like a prison gruel or something, you know, something, you can imagine a boarding school, you might have been dished out like that. So you want it, so it's very sloppy and, you know, it's very broken down. So it's almost like it's overcooked, and that's what makes it so digestible. Oh no, more than that. That's got at least 3 fingers. Yeah, a bit more than you would cook rice on its own, sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, great. So I'm just gonna. What you do is bring that to the boil. It's not something, you know. People get very scared of pulses. You think, I've got to soak them, and I've got to do this with them, and then I've got to cook them for ages. And this, the beauty of this is, I've just washed it. I'm going to cook it. It is going to take about half an hour to cook. But I don't need to stand over it. You know, you can be doing other things and... great, okay. So, is that okay? So, I'm going to let that steam away. And while that's doing, I'll just tell you some jokes. Now I've got the next dish ready. So, next one ready is going to do a wonderful salad. Well, here I've got some grated raw carrot. So, grated raw carrot is really nutritious, but because it's cold and it's a little bit hard, it's quite difficult. If you're a Vata person or Kapha, you've got a very cold constitution, so eating that, it's nice. But, you know, it's a little bit cold, it's going to be cooling, it's hard to digest. So, how do we make that more digestible if you're a Vata type? How are we going to get it so we can eat this wonderful raw carrot? Because we still want to eat raw vegetables because they're so nourishing. And what we're going to do is add warmth to it. I'm adding warmth to it with a wonderful Ayurvedic warm dressing. Okay, so it's quite simple. It's nice, that. Oh, it goes well with the spice. Or you could do, you don't need to do any of this, just get some spice mix and put it on, of course. You know, but, okay. So now we come to the sort of health and safety part of the talk. It's a good job you're a bit of a distance away, because now what we're going to do is going to add some, we're going to help the Vata digestion. Really enjoying that carrot. Help the Vata digestion by putting in some mustard seeds. Now, they look innocent enough in there, but believe me, they're really going to pop out of here. And what you mustn't do, I'm going to heat them up in some ghee, okay? So this is some wonderful ghee that Barbara's made. Again, she's made this handmade ghee. You can get it in a tin as well. It's not so good, is it? So this, if Shona's coming to your house, get this jar, or put this in this jar. She'd be able to tell. She'd be, oh, sure that wasn't the right ghee. And God, they went to that house, they gave me the wrong ghee. It's really so. But the ghee as well is going to add some moisture to this and make it better, because Vata is dry. So first we're going to add the ghee, Okay, so this is a really dangerous bit as well. So they're going to put on self-safety goggles, everything now, because these seeds, they really pop once I heat them up. So what you don't do is heat them up and then go, oh, well, now they're doing sort of like that. Don't do that. Okay, so first of all, we get some of, and of course, this homemade ghee has the advantage that when Barbara's making it, she's thinking of everyone, oh, this ghee is really going to nourish everyone Ayurvedically, and I assume that anyway, but yeah. Ghee is basically, it's made from butter, and you basically just melt it till then it sort of separates. So you get the sort of watery bit goes to the bottom, and you get a scum on top. So you have to sort of carefully take the scum off and decant. So it separates into 3 layers sort of thing, and you take out the middle, the biggest layer, which is a pure butter fat. Yes, that's basically, yeah. Okay, so bit of ghee. Right, okay. And then we heat it up. Oh, should have come on. Yeah, it's on. Phew, luckily. Oh, dear. Oh, wow, how did that? I know what's happened. Gas has run out. Hang on a second. Oh, God, that's really... So we know now what constitution... So all the Vata people... Oh, my goodness. What's happened? Something like that. Oh, my goodness, what's happened? All the Pitta people have been there, going to rescue him and, going to get... All the Kapha people be... Oh, did something just happen? Did I miss that? So that's it. It's run out of gas, I think. Hang on, we're going to try again. There is gas in there. Okay, so we test it. Where's my lid? Oh, all distracted now. Gone all into a Vata overdrive. Get me that spice mix quick. I need to sort of sprinkle it on. So, okay, so first of all, we're going to heat up, okay, the mustard seeds, they're crackling. Can you hear them? Crackling is like, just let them crackle a little bit. Then now we don't want to overcook them, so that's about it, I think. Okay. And then we want to stop it cooking, add a little bit of ginger. Oh, lovely, that's great, okay. So the ginger is going to be very warming if you're a Vata type. Ginger as well. Okay, and then we've got to add some sultanas. Oops, because they're, sweet, so it's going to help with it. So we're adding spicy heat, and we're adding physical heat as well. So we're not going to cook the carrots, but we're just going to put them in there. We're just adding a warm dressing. So mix all that together. Lovely. Can you all smell it? Ah, look at that. Lovely. So already it makes it more appetizing. So that's wonderful. Mix all that together. Great, okay. And then we're going to add some lemon juice to it as well. Ooh. Bit of lemon juice, there you go. And the lemon juice is sour, so sour again is going to help there. So everything's there to help the Vata digestion. Everything makes it a bit, better sort of thing. Okay, bit of lemon juice, lovely. And then salt. Going to add a little bit of salt as well, because of salty taste. So it's like Vata heaven, really. Putting everything in there they need. Here we go. Bit of salt and pepper somewhere. A little bit of pepper, because the pepper's pungent, so it's really going to help. As you can see, everything's really exact. It all needs to be totally exact. There we go. The thing is, once you've got a few techniques, just apply them. And the best cook is your own intuition, really. When you think about, oh, what do I need today? What do the people around me need? Not in a nice way. Okie doke, so that's it. And then I'm just going to taste it for you. See how this is doing. Oh, it's still cooking. I used to use an electric cooker, like one I got there, and it used to take ages for anything to boil or cook. So then I had to do lots of filling in with jokes and life story. So you've all been spared that anyway today. So, okay, that's all mixed in, lovely. So there's the physical and some coriander. And again, the coriander is going to help balance it as well. So a little bit of fresh coriander there. So now we got not just sort of some unappetizing, just cold grated carrot. We got this wonderful Ayurvedic warm salad that's going to be so delicious. So to make it easy, I'm just going to try it for you. And it's got the sultanas in there, makes it sweeter. I did that before it went in. It is. It really just livens up and makes it digestible and delicious. So we're going to try that in a minute. And the flavours just keep coming through. And you could put a little bit of spice mix on it as well. So that's really good, isn't it? Okay, so you're all okay, and we're just going to do the final dish now. And nearly ready for that. If you're all okay, so... And the wonderful thing about cooking is, it's great this bit, putting everything together, but if you've got someone like this morning, Jenny gave me a hand with all the chopping, so that's a great bit. She's done all the hard work chopping and she's grating the salad and everything, and then I come along and just take all the credit and it's so delicious. Okay, so we're going to make... Did you all enjoy the spinach paneer dish last night? Yeah. Well, I'm going to make it so as well. I'll show you how it's made, so it's wonderful. So, okay. So this is a final dish today. And we get some more of the magic ghee. So we've got some wonderful magic ghee in here. Yummy. Right, okay, a little bit of ghee. And then we might have to do it a little bit quickly because I'm getting hungry. Don't know, once I've had that spice. Is the spice mix still going around? Has everyone had some? Oh, it's there, yeah. Don't get it mixed up because, you know, for Pitawanaze it would be like, anything could happen then if you have the wrong spice mix. So powerful. So we're just going to start the paneer off just by roasting a little bit of it in this pan. So, is everything clear so far? You're all clear about the spice mix and everything? And yeah, it's all... Oh, that's good. Yeah. Right, so we just fry that off a little bit. And then we're going to do some wonderful spinach. And that's a paneer, by the way, in there. So that's really great. Okay, so we just heat that up a little bit. Oh, lovely. And this is... You know, the one thing I would say, you know, once you learn your techniques and you got your basics right, then it's really important how you cook the food. And that's something I just read in a book. I just thought, you know, it's something I have really experienced. Because I started cooking here, must have been about 30 odd years ago when I was only about, you know, I'd just been a little tuft of hair above the counter sort of thing. I was just cooking like this, there's a little tuft, a little hand coming out, putting that, is that, and then, and, you know, I started, and because, you know, I was doing Drew yoga, and I was doing meditating, and I became more aware of my own, more objective about, because that's what meditation does. It doesn't necessarily mean you don't experience all the things the doshas, you know, privilege you to go through, like, you know, because still if I was feeling angry or anxious, but I was more sort of observing it. That's it. Like when I was meditating, I was amazed because I was sort of watching my own breathing. I just thought, I just breathed like I'm doing it. But actually, your body's just doing it. You can just watch it breathing sort of thing, you know. And so, but also you can watch your emotions. So I began to get quite, I knew how I was feeling, which may sound a funny thing to say, but I could link the two. So if I was feeling, upset with people or something like that, which of course never happens now. Now I'm sort of Drew Yogi, established, and I've got my spice mix, so I feel it coming on. I just got an emergency. Oh, quick, get it. Yeah, it's okay. I could tell the connection between how I was feeling and and how people felt. And even like here, it's like people can come if they want, or they don't have to come. Even how many people came. And I can tell you, when you put a lot of love into it, and you really think of, you ask. And sometimes you can ask for your higher self to help, So sometimes I just start off, light a little candle, have that going. That's another health and safety risk, but I won't go. Have that. And I just think, ask my higher self, please help me make a meal that's, my own inner intelligence, make a meal that's really going to nourish everyone. And think of them in love. And, and it really does work. And that's really been my experience. So it can make a huge difference to your whole family life. Even if you're just doing beans on toast or something, even do that with love. It doesn't have to, just open the tin with love and think of everyone and just warm it up and push the toaster down with love and everything. So you can still, do that. But it's much better when we got all our lovely Ayurvedic ingredients. Right, so just going to do that. It's wonderful. Lovely. Look at that. So we're just heating that up a little bit. And and it even goes further than that, how you welcome people in and you give them the foods. And it can be like at school, dinner lady goes sloppy, you go quickly, hurry up. If you give them to it lots of love, then it just makes a huge difference. So I was watching the Waltons the other day. I don't know if you remember that programme. So it's this idyllic family, isn't it? They're in this, on the prairie, this little house. I don't know if that's the same one. But they're there, and everyone, at dinner time, they all sit together and resolve some big issue. And it's very satisfying, because it's taken you on a journey. By the end of it, they resolved something with John Boy or something like that. It's all been resolved. And that, may sound a bit, but your whole, the food can have so much importance in how that happens. Or it can be more like EastEnders. Your life can be more like that, where nothing gets resolved and it goes from one tragedy to the next. And the food can be so important in that. So here we go, just going to do that. It's wonderful. Sorry? This is a paneer. It's just been cooked with a little bit of the ghee. So you all okay? Right, so this is still, gosh, it's taking a long time to cook. Great. Okie doke, so I'm just cooking off that paneer, which is great. And then we're going to start on the next bit. So normally I would cook it a little bit longer than that, but we're going to move forward because time presses on. So, but it'll still be nice anyway. So a bit more ghee. There's loads of ghee going in everything today. But for those of you who want to have a dairy-free meal, then I'm keeping this dairy-free. So this is like special. So don't worry, you can definitely have that. So we've got a little bit more ghee. And we're using ghee for a number of reasons. It's sort of tradition, because Ayurvedic comes from India. And, in India the cow is sacred. So it's something coming from the cow. But it is, it's also very soothing. And it's heat stable. Because that's it. A lot of fats you might like sunflower oil. It's not heat stable. But if you don't want to, because Ayurveda, it's not a rigid thing. It's actually a technique you can just apply to your lifestyle. It's like macrobiotics, it's a technique. You can use coconut oil. That's another heat stable oil if you don't want to eat dairy products. Okay, so I've got my ghee heating up. I'm going to put some onions in. So the onions are going to be warming. But as I'm cooking them, couldn't grab us a wooden spoon, could you? Sorry, just from their kitchen or someone. Yeah. So we know onions are pungent. Okay, they're hot. So they may not be so good if you're too pitta. But when we cook them, they become sweeter. So it changes them. you know, makes them, so it's better when they're more, if you cook until they're sweeter, it's better like that, okay? Great, lovely. So I'm going to do this really fast now, okay? So we've got some lovely onions cooking, and then we're going to add garlic, so there's even more, it's going to be quite pungent really in the end. So is anyone really over the top, pitta, like really angry, sort of anything? Because they better not have it. So, okay, so here we go. Or if you do eat it, we've got a load of cardboard boxes out there that need breaking up and putting in. So take it out. That is a good, you can apply it that way. If you've got too much pitta, it is true, you can work it off, go, right, I'm going to go out and you can get loads done. I'm going to clear out this cupboard and really put it into action, meaningful action. So we're just going to cook them. So I'm just going to want them to get, right, okay, so that's, right, this is just beginning to simmer now, okay, wonderful, like that. And then I'm going to turn it down in a minute, check it's still great. So we've got the lovely onions, so, but as it's cooking, it's getting a little bit sweeter, okay, is that all right? So cook all that together, wonderful. So you're all enjoying it so far? Yes, so here we go. Wonderful. Can you smell it as well, those smells coming across? Now people talk to me about Ayurvedic first aid. What do you do? Because when you're really pitta, you know, you got that, you haven't got long really to, it's going to come out or it's not going to come out. Or if you're really vata, you've got first aid. Well, the first thing is, of course, my spice mix. Just grab it and have a taste. But the other thing you can do, I don't know if you've done the alternate nostril breath at all. All right, did you do the alternate nostril breath? That's a really good. Do all of you know it, the alternate? Does anyone not know it? I'll show you anyway, because it's still cooking, so yeah. But that's a good way to change your mood really quickly, especially if you're too vata. So if you're really anxious and you know you just can't cope, or you're really fiery and you just can't cope with other people, then you can do the alternate nostril breathing. But check with your teacher, because you can't do it if you've got high blood pressure, that sort of thing. But you just breathe in through one nose. It just balances the two halves, you know, of you, and you start to feel calmer, you know. Right, okay. So, ready for the next bit. I'm going to put the spinach in. So, wonderful spinach, and this is all washed and ready to go. So just put that in there. So it's really simple recipe. Got to put that in my pocket. So we're just going to cook that down. So that's one alternate nostril breath. If you really think, because you might be feeling so stressed out with your vata that you don't want to relax, you don't want to eat anything, but alternate nostril will just change your mood. And if you can't sleep, because sometimes if you wake up really early in the morning, like 4 o'clock, you can't get back to sleep. That's sort of, have you done about the times, isn't it, this morning, was it, a little bit? Wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, it's quite a sort of vata time. And if your vata's out of balance, you may find you're waking up too early and you're not feeling refreshed and you can't get back to sleep. So alternate nostril breathing is a really good way to just relax that again. So, and if you've got too much fire, then this is my secret tip. So you're lucky it's taking a while to cook, so I'll give you my secret tip. And the secret tip is, it's a breath called the Sitali breath. Have you done the Sitali breath? It's wonderful. If you've got excess heat, so you're just taking that breath in, you're going to then tell everyone what they need to hear, sort of thing. Got too much, the pitta gauge has just gone, like on the cartoon where it goes like that and steam's coming out like that. Then this one's really, really good. If you've got too much pitta and you need to calm it down very, very quickly. And it's one called the Sitali breath. And not everyone can do it, but I'm sort of super yogi, so I can. Now what you do is get your tongue and you sort of curl it. I won't be able to talk and do it. It'll be, you sort of curl it round, like you got it round a pencil. Not everyone can do it, but I'm sort of yogic established, so. And then you breathe in over that tongue. And it's a bit like, you know, It's a bit like Judith's dog, Ruby, you know, if they're hot, they have their tongue. It's a bit like that. Because as you breathe in, there's sort of evaporation on your tongue. It's very, very cooling. And you're breathing in that wonderful cool air, and then you can exhale like a dragon, or the fire, and then cooling in, breathing in that wonderful cool air. And the other good thing is that if you are standing in front, they're not going to take you too seriously then after you've done that. So that's really, really good. So, right. So we're just going to cook this spinach down. So it's going to come down a little bit, and then mix it. It's wonderful with our paneer. So this is a very quick and easy dish, as you can see. So we just cook that right down. And then you might think, okay, what about poor kapha? You know, you might be a kapha person thinking, well, they said what the emergency is for vata and pitta. What is it for kapha? What's the emergency thing? If you're too kapha, what's the emergency thing? Surely it's go and have a bit of cake just to soothe that kapha. No, definitely not. So what it is, a really quick way, is just the Kapalabhati breathing. So I won't demonstrate it now because I've got a bit of a cold. And you know, it's all being filmed and it's not, yeah. But Kapalabhati breathing, again, check with your teacher that, you know, you're fit and able to do it. But basically, is pushing out from the diaphragm. So, oh yeah, I can do it, it's not too bad. Yeah, I will stay away from the food just in case. So you sort of breathing, so you're pushing out from the diaphragm. So, can you see that? And then you relax and let the in-breath come in. So you're going, hang on, getting too near the food again. I'll get near Shona, that's all. She doesn't. So you exhale and then inhale naturally and do that. And that's very energizing. So if you're waking up, I mean, if you're like me, somehow I experience all three doshas in balance in one day. You know, you can just wake up in the morning and feel, oh, like I'm all kapha in balance, get me downstairs and some food and, oh, like that, you know, and just don't feel too active, so I'm feeling very kapha. Then by lunchtime, I could be racing around in my car and getting things organised and sell that share and buy that one, you know, so getting really pitta, buy this luxury good, tell that person off or I'll do it. So by lunchtime, you're like that. And then by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're collapsed. Vata's taken over. So it can happen, so it can be a moment-to-moment thing you're experiencing. So that's why it's good to have the good techniques at hand. And generally, vata and pitta work together, either in your constitution or outside, to make you feel stressed. So basically, if you've got a lot of vata or pitta or both of them, really got to manage your stress levels. And it's the same thing you need, really. You need to make sure you do eat food regularly, make sure you get enough sleep, all basic things, like what my grandmother told me. You know, sit down and eat properly. She'd always say that to me. You know, don't rush it, you know, enjoy your food, all that. And then she said, don't go to bed after 1 a.m. I thought she said that. She wrote it to me as, no, don't go to bed, you know, after 1 a.m. Or no, make sure you're in bed before 1 a.m. I thought that's what she said. But actually written, make sure you're in bed before I am, because she used to love going out and everything. But no, getting to bed early, the Ayurvedic time. So you really got to manage. It's all about, and yoga will do it. A lot of yoga, if you do, you know, proper Dhru yoga. There are other yogas available, but Dhru yoga's the one. It'll all, you know, balance those stress levels, eating, and some of it's quite basic, sleeping at the right time, you know, eating at the right time, making sure every day you make, this is something Mansuk told me years ago. He said, make an appointment with yourself. And it's such a lovely thing to say, isn't it? Because we're talking about yesterday, you know, yourself, you are worth it. You do deserve an appointment with yourself. You deserve at least 10 minutes a day where you're going to get into a deep relaxation and let your body totally relax. Don't wait till it's time to go to bed and, you know, you do deserve that time, and you do deserve to give you to either self-massage or, you know, get someone to massage you, you know, once or twice a week or whatever. You deserve that time for yourself and doing your yoga and getting out into nature. Because nature's so balancing, all the elements there, the air's there, you know, the earth's there, the sun's there, sometimes you're in Wales. The water's definitely there, it's sort of blowing into your face quite often. So all the elements are there to heal you, the trees, and so here we go. And then, it's wonderful, see how this is going? Right, already this is cooking quite quickly. So we're just making this sort of broth really. So there it is, just beginning. This is a khichdi, which is cooking nicely. Oops. Khichdi is really, you know, it's good for anyone really, but very, very good for nurturing vata, definitely. But it's something, if ever you're feeling poorly or an easy to digest meal, but it's definitely good for vata types. Yeah. But you can vary it, you know, you can make it if you're a kapha type, you can make the khichdi a bit drier, and you could use different spices, so you can vary it as well. So really it's good for everyone. So to this, Jeanette, don't watch this bit. I'm just putting some coconut milk in. But we'll make some separate just for you. So we're going to put in some lovely coconut milk. Wonderful. So good. Bit of salt as well. Ah, wonderful. Look at that. Pepper. Loads of sugar. No, not really. And then we're going to liquidize it all. So this goes in here. Yeah. Well, so just do it over the sink. Hang on a sec. So it all goes in there. Oops. Lovely. Look at that lovely jubbly. And then I just remembered something I forgot to put in. But you probably haven't noticed, so we just carry on. And then put the lid on. Wonderful. Where's it gone? Okay, so just check that out. That's all right. Hang on a sec. See, that's it. Too much partying last night. It's my birthday and my vata's all... Don't know where anything is. Here we go. A little bit more in there. Here we go. Bit for me. That's wonderful. And it's a wonderful, delicious. All right, okay. It's okay, the khichdi is just bubbling away. So you can see it's just going, because it's got the risotto rice, it's going really sort of smooth and delicious. So the risotto rice that's my idea. You won't find that anywhere else. That was my discovery by accident. So we got the paneer again and garam masala. Oh, here we are. Really doesn't want to go in, this garam masala. Keeps disappearing. So put a little bit in there, just cook it a little bit. What I would have done originally is put that in with the onions earlier on. But it's going in there now, that's all right. And a bit of turmeric. Finish this off, there's a little bit in there. Oops, a bit of a sprinkle. You don't need too much turmeric. It's great, isn't it? Here we go, nearly done. But you're all getting so hungry now. Oh, a bit more in there. Needs a bit of colour. I did a few deliberate mistakes, so you feel good about your own cooking. You think, wow, I'm even better than Keith now, sort of thing. So we just cook that together. Lovely, look at that. You can just smell it. Wonderful spices. Lovely. And then we just pour, oh, look at that. It's so green, isn't it? Yum. Oh, it looks delicious, doesn't it? I'm definitely going to try this. So look at that, just cooks together deliciously. Oh, so amazing. Here we go. Yummy. So I'm just going to try it for you. See what it's like. Ah, yum. That's so good. I've got a nice spoon here. So, and then in a sec, we can we could try a little bit, isn't it? If everyone will try what we made today, then that'd be quite good. Yeah. Did you want to have any announcements for everyone? Yeah. But I'm just going to try this first. Hang on a sec. Hang on a minute. I'll get a little bowl. I'll get a chair, I think, and really get into it. So try a little bit. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Wonderful. And a little bit of my salad here. And let's see how the khichdi's doing. Look at the colours already. We've got those wonderful colours there. And it's been so lovingly prepared by me. A little bit of khichdi. There you go. So it's a very, very simple dish. Here we go. So a little bit of my khichdi there. Lovely. And some of, I'm going to use my spice mix here. A little bit there, just sprinkle a little bit on there. Wow. See what this is going to be like. Ah, this is the best bit. So you don't have to worry, I'm just going to tell you what it tastes like. So that's really, hang on a sec. Oh, I just can't. The anticipation. Wow, the flavours. Just keep. I'll tell you what. Whoever made this really knew what they're doing.